Pain. Pain is something that affects everyone. We've all had pain at some point in our lives, and you may be in pain right now. Pain jumps all over our body. You know how it is. It's like playing a game of whack-a-mole. First you have pain in your shoulder, then your low back hurts. Next thing you know, your knee hurts, your foot hurts, your elbow hurts. It's all over the place. You could say that the whole thing is just a real pain in the neck. Many times we search for answers to the cause of our pain. It's frustrating. We go from doctor to doctor, sometimes having expensive and dangerous surgeries. Other times we just give up on finding a pain solution and settle for merely having pain relief, which has caused many people to become addicted to pain pills. Pain will also prevent us from doing the things that we love. Things like spending quality time with our cat. But let's face it, there really isn't anything funny about pain. Several years ago, I was living the life. I was on a cruise ship, enjoying the gentle movement of the ship, traveling to tropical vacation ports, and spending day after day in the spa. I was able to afford this luxurious lifestyle because I was working as a massage therapist on a cruise ship. I vividly remember one of my first clients. I had my left hand underneath her neck and the heel of my right hand on that knot that we get in our shoulders. And at exactly the same time that I felt the knot disappear, she yelled out, "Whoa!" I went, "What?" I said, "I was afraid that I had done something wrong." She said, "I've had horrible headache for 3 weeks. It just this second went away." Wow. Wow. I wondered what this could mean for more people. Could I apply direct pressure on other muscles and resolve pain rather than just relieve pain? I kept a daily journal. My name is Julie, so I called it Julie's Journal. It had a nice ring to it. I became a knot hunter, targeting one muscle a day. I would do a standard massage everywhere else on the body, but on the muscle of the day, I'd go deep and slow, and I'd ask my clients for feedback, and then I'd write it in my journal. Bit by bit, day by day, 12 people a day for a half hour, 5 days a week for a year, gave me 3,120 test subjects. Now you may be thinking, so what does this have to do with me? Well, over and over I'd be told, I know you're pressing here, but I'm feeling it over here. The reason that you feel pain in an area different than where I'm pressing is really pretty simple to explain. If you pull your hair at the end, your scalp hurts and you can't turn your head in the opposite direction. But you don't need a scalp massage. You don't need to be taking pills for the pain, and you definitely don't need brain surgery. You just need to let go of your hair. This is exactly the same way that muscles and joints work together. The problem is, when a muscle is tied up in a knot or a spasm, it's going to continue putting pressure on the joint even when you want it to release and you feel pain. Now you may be thinking to yourself, but I stretch, and so you've been told perhaps that that'll untie the knots in the muscles. But let me ask you a question. Can you untie a knotted rope simply by pulling on it or stretching it? Of course not. The only way to get the rope back to its proper length is to untie the knot. Well, it's the same thing with muscles. Stretching a knotted muscle won't solve the problem. The solution is to untie the knot in the muscle. The way you do that is to apply direct, sustained pressure on each one of the knots, hold it for about 30 seconds, and then stretch. It's these tight muscles that cause problems like severe headaches, low back pain, sciatica, plantar fasciitis, and they mimic the same pain or stiffness of arthritis, carpal tunnel syndrome, rotator cuff injury, and so many other problems. You may think that you have a condition different than you actually have, and not find a pain solution. Many people feel that the only thing left for them is to mask the pain with strong medications, which has contributed to the opioid crisis, where almost 48,000 Americans are dying every year from opioid dependency and overdose. Rarely are muscles even considered when looking for the answer to pain. The human body is 40% muscle. Why not dig in deep and look at muscles as a part of the diagnosis process? It seems like a simple factor to add, especially when living with pain can be so complex and life-altering. By life-altering, I mean pain isn't just physical. There's also the emotional pain of loss, loss of lifestyle, loss of ability, even loss of self. Alan Woodward's life was seriously altered by pain. Alan Woodward was an amazing 400-meter sprint runner when he was in college. In one 4-man relay race, Alan's team was in last place by 30 meters when Alan was handed the baton. He ran so fast that he not only made up the distance, he actually won the race. Alan was on his way to greatness, and his goal was to win Olympic gold. But then a mystery pain happened in his hip. Alan went to every professional he could think of, and nobody could find the source of his pain. 20 years passed by. His chance at Olympic gold passed him by. His hopes of ever running again seemed to pass him by. Alan was so depressed he couldn't even watch running on TV. When Alan first came to me, I treated the muscle on the inside of his hip, and he cried out, "That's it! That's the pain that kept me out of the Olympics." I couldn't believe that nobody had looked at this muscle as a cause of Alan's pain. I taught Alan a few self-treatments, and he left to go home to Houston. A few months later, he called me up, and he said with his newfound pain relief, he'd been able to go back to training for competition. I was so happy for him. He had just won a race that made him #1 in the United States for his age group and #2 in the world. What a victory! But it wasn't the only victory. Alan continued on and broke the world record. And then he continued on and broke his own world record twice. Alan was getting older and he was getting faster. Alan said, "Pain kept me out of the Olympics, but treating my muscles got me in the record books." Overlooking muscles as a cause of pain is happening to millions of people worldwide. How many people can be spared from a lifetime of pain, addiction to strong drugs, and going under a surgeon's knife simply by looking at the muscles that impact their area of pain? We don't know because it's rarely done. I'm not saying that muscles are the cause of everything, but I am saying that they need to be a part of the question.